Hello everyone. How you are doing today? I hope you all are doing wonderfully well. Today I want to share my spinal cord journey with you and how it all happened. Okay? So my name is Miss A.B. Ambeck and I'm a registered social worker and psychotherapist. In 2022, I decided to go back to my birth country of Nigeria to give back to my community. As a social worker and mental health professional, my intention was to create more of mental health awareness, to train counselors and therapists who would further embark on Train the Trainer program and to help facilitate the locals with a mental health resource center where people could go for mental health support for free. At that time, it became obvious to me that there was an urgent need of mental health resources and professionals in Nigeria, as the suicide rate was said to be high and becoming worrisome. It was alarming, just to say the least, especially each time you listen to news coming from Nigeria of just regular folks, everyday people, losing their lives to suicide out of something like depression or other mental health or social issues or just even environmental, challenges that can be actually managed if the right mechanism is put in place. So seeing all this, I just couldn't sit down to fold my hands and then without doing anything about it. I know I cannot change everything, but I was ready to try to see even if it was just one person I could support. I just wanted to do something instead of just watching and just being having that hopelessness, powerlessness. I wanted to do something. Especially when I also know that people cannot afford therapy. And then therapists were also scarce to come by in that part of the world. Whereas here in Canada, we have structures and mental health mechanisms that is put in place for mental health support. So I decided to put my personal resources together. I left my entire life behind me here in Canada, and I traveled to Nigeria to see how I could help and give back to my community. So prior to this time, I have left Nigeria for almost 3 decades and only visited Nigeria occasionally. But because of that zeal to help, I decided, that zeal to help, and like I said, I wanted to make a change. I decided to go beyond all odds, and I traveled to Nigeria. So now I am there, right there in Nigeria, trying to settle in, which was extremely, challenging. From clearing my shipped goods from the seaport and then trying to get a place for the resource center, just like navigating government parastatals and just the entire process was frustrating. The environment was agonizing, just to say the least. Nothing was functional. And just getting things done was a bribery and corrupt process. I was stressed, extremely stressed, just trying to navigate that system. Anyways, while I was still navigating the system and seeing how to execute my projects, I went to bed one evening with my happy-go-lucky self, bubbling and full of life and enthusiasm. I went to bed and I woke up in the morning and I was unable to move any part of my body. Oh yes. My entire body was shut down. Fellows, I was paralyzed from my neck down to my toes. My whole body shut down. I could not even move a finger when this happened. No. I could not shake my body, any part of my body. Even when mosquitoes were eating me up, I just couldn't shake my body to drive them away. That's how paralyzed I was. And the only functional part of my body was my head. You know? But thank goodness, thank God in His infinite mercy, I still had my cognitive abilities to rationalize. So in great shock, I screamed. I screamed out for help. Yes, and that was the beginning of a very long, unexpected, and traumatic hospital journey just to save my precious life.